Welcome to our final game of day 5 at the 34th edition of the MONTREUX Volley Masters here in Switzerland. 8 teams began the quest for this iconic title at the start of the week, and we're down to the last 3. Poland are already through to the final after demolishing Thailand earlier this evening, and in semi-final 2 it's Europe-Asia once again as Italy go head-to-head with Japan for the right to take on Poland in tomorrow's gold medal match. And it's a similar demand for both teams to semi-final 1. Can Japan control the ball to take down the Italian serve and beat that massive Italian block at the net using their multiple offence, or will it be Italy's power and height that will dominate this one? It's a fascinating encounter, and once again we've got an excellent crowd here in the Salle du Perrier Omnisport Arena on the banks of Lake Geneva. It's a beautiful setting, a wonderful part of the world, and once again it's been a fantastic staging of this iconic tournament. Well, Poland were very, very good in semi-final 1. We've had another match this evening as well. Germany beating the hosts Switzerland by 3 sets to 1. That means that Germany finished 7th and Switzerland finished 8th. And here's our toss from a little earlier in the warm-up. Won by Japan, and their captain Ishikawa saying they're going to take the service. Well, 2 fantastic teams, and once again 2 world-class lineups, and what looks like an interesting change for Italy. Bozzetti in your picture, just talking to coach Davide Mazzanti earlier, and the discussion was about whether she was going to be fit to be a wing spiker in this game. The conclusion to that discussion is that it looks like Bozzetti has put on the libero shirt and she's going to have a run out in defence. Well, just looking around some of the faces down there on court, and really is an embarrassment of riches for both coaches in terms of what they can call on this evening. For Italy and for Davide Mazzanti, well, they've got setter Ophelia Malinov, who has so long been in the shadow of Marta Bekis, but playing quite brilliantly here in Switzerland. Then the service reception, Bozzetti looks like she's going to play libero, and Francesca Villani through the outside will provide the power. But in terms of power, well, Indire Sorakaiti is Italy's top scorer at this tournament. You don't have to look much further than the woman in the #1 shirt in terms of who will be delivering the points for this Italian side. But as I said, plenty of options for a team that beat Turkey and Switzerland but lost to Thailand on their way to this second semi-final. And in terms of their opponents, well, led by captain and middle blocker 28-year-old Nana Iwasaki, the Olympic Games bronze medalist with Japan back in 2012. Wing spiker Risa Shinabi, very steady, brilliant Mia Sato in the setting position. And a legendary player, Kumi Nakada, now turned coach, has certainly given most of this team a run out during the course of the last 4 days of play. So expect to see quite a lot of these players involved. And number 21, Miwako Osanil, is Japan's top scorer at the moment, but down on just 40 points. And that shows that the workload has been shared. Indire Sorakaiti then, 30 years of age now, the opposite player, has made her way to 42 points for Italy, but hasn't played in quite a lot of the sets. She's been used sparingly, but I promise you, when she comes on, she is incredibly impressive. And from the point of view of Japan, or just watching the warm-up, ball control is indeed the key, and Yuki Ishii has been showing us just what the Japanese players can do when they do control the ball, with some unbelievable warm-up hitting from the number 7 wing spiker for Japan. And I promise you, we've just watched the whole of the Japanese warm-up, and they missed 1 shot in the entire warm-up. Their ball control is second to none, and that's what they're going to try and use in this match to cause Italy problems. From Italy's point of view, if they can get the Japanese serve under control, then they've got players in power positions with experience, and those players will certainly be looking to put as much away as they possibly can, just to keep that scoreboard ticking over, just to take the pressure off the blocking, the serving and the passing game. So much to look forward to in this one. And in terms of the favourites, well, I think this is probably one of the most evenly matched contests that we have seen this week. Japan beating China in their first match 3-1, but lost to Poland 3-1 and then went on to beat Germany by the same scoreline to progress through to this one. So there really is nothing to tell in terms of the form book. This is going to be an incredibly tight contest, and it's just going to come down to form, I think, in the key positions. Teams then will be lined up for their presentation to the crowd, and then we'll meet our officials, our referees for this match before we get our second semi-final, our last action of the day, underway on day 5 here in MONTREUX. So Malinov, the captain and setter for this Italian side, and one of the best middle blockers Japan has ever produced, captaining the Japanese side, Nana Iwasaka. Well, if you've never seen Japan play live, if you've never sat and watched in complete awe at their warm-up, then you really should at some point put that on your bucket list, because watching Japan prepare for a match is like no other team. It really is incredible. Our two referees then, from Liechtenstein, Alexander Sikazic, been a referee since 2013, and Wang Jiling of China, 2011. So two experienced officials to look after this one, which where Italy are concerned, the Azzurri never backwards in coming forwards. So we could have a fairly volatile situation or two at the net during the course of this match. Really looking forward to this one. Time to meet our two lineups then. And no surprise to see Sorakaiti getting the call. Alberti, middle blocker, in the number 2 shirt. In the number 8 shirt, it's Oro. And then 23, Villani, the other outside hitter. And there's confirmation. So Alberti and Farr going middle. We've got Pietrini and Villani in those outside positions. It's going to be Oro starting ahead of Malinov. So big call there from coach Davide Mazzanti. And in the opposite position, Indra Sorakaiti. But he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he wants to achieve in this match. And watch out for a couple of athletes down there on the Italian side. They will impress, I assure you. For the Japanese team, well, again, an embarrassment of riches. Watanabe and Akutagawa has got some jump on her. Akutagawa, they go middle. Then Nabaya and Osanai, super hitters outside. There is coach Kuminatage. And Nakade had a great playing career, but unfortunately knee injuries brought that to a rather untimely finish. Has gone on to all sorts of jobs within Japanese volleyball and has now found herself in charge of this women's national squad and is doing a great job. Now, interestingly, no start for the Japanese captain, who I have to say didn't commit fully to the warm-up earlier. So, second official just asking, well, in her absence, who's going to be captain? And it looked to me like number 7, Yuki Ishii, signalled that she will be looking after the team out on court. So your captain doesn't have to play, but if they are not on court in the starting lineup, you have to nominate an alternate. Okay, we're good and ready to go here in MONTREUX. Second semi-final, best of 5 sets. Japan in the red versus Italy in the blue. And away we go. Super start from the Italians and a super start from a very impressive player. Just 19 years of age, Elena Pietrini. Stands 1.90 meter tall, and this is the incredible stat. She touches the ball on her spike at 3.30 meters. Plays with the Club Italia side. Julio Velasco designed a club side for young Italian players to represent that goes into the A-League in Italy. And a lot of players in this squad from that development programme. Nice start from Japan. Really solid offence from the high-flying Akia Akutagawa. And a great shot from Sadakaiti. Well, she will be key to Italy's performance today. She will get them out of trouble when the pass isn't quite there. And she has the capability to beat any block in the world. Proved it on that opener. Lively start then from both teams. We've only seen 3 points. Great pass from Nabae. Sadakaiti forced to tip. What a pickup. And both liberos functioning well here. Great rally. And in particular, a pickup from 26-year-old libero Meiko Kobata from the wonderfully named JT Marvellous Club. Flying. Look at that commitment. Wonderful. And then a nice solid smash off the blocker's arms by Japan's top scorer, Miwako Osanai, just 21 years of age. Italy go again. And super slide deep. Wonderful attack from Sara Alberti, running around the back of the setter to get a really good connection. Well, watch and enjoy. Japan used to recycling the ball, used to going again on attack. Good patience from them, and the tip finally put away past the diving Paratiali. Nabae to serve with the unusual eyewear. Well, not the tidiest of rallies from Japan. Miyasato not getting the start in that setting position. 19-year-old Nanami Seki has started in the number 25 shirt, but she didn't find a single set there that was right on the money. Everything was manufactured by the hitters, eventually out. It's coming back. Good shot off the hands of the setter Oro. She will be used by the Japanese attackers. It's a wonderful retrieve from Sadakaiti, but an even better kill through the wing from Japan. Osanai to serve. It's out. Oro back to the service line, so it's a really tall front line at the moment. Villani, Sadakaiti for Italy. But stranded in the middle off that multiple attack was Sarah Louisa Farr. Farr in the number 13 shirt, one of the youngest players incidentally this tournament, just 17 years of age. Welcome to the game for the teenager. Great attack from Japan. And Oro giving Farr the chance to get her own back, and that's what she can do. She is a ferociously quick attacker. She's got such a great arm swing, and she is a real talent in the making. Stands 194, Italy's tallest player along with Sadakaiti. That's really good work from Italy. And just like Japan, Italy have to be patient in these rallies. Super block. Well, Switzerland host a fantastic beach volleyball tournament on the World Tour each year in Stade. Another wonderful development from Swiss volley. And all this DJ music and phrases that you hear the crowd joining in with all comes from that beach volleyball tournament. Miwako Osanai, just 21 years of age, just 1.75 meters tall, but best scorer for Japan at the moment. Oh my goodness me, she's missed it, but that is just an insane hit from far. And the 17-year-old is so high above the net. No wonder Oro is feeding her through the middle. Good serve, very good serve. And Beatrice Parasciali immediately takes responsibility for that. The libero thought this was going out, but it's dropped like a stone on the baseline. Good serve from the young setter, Seki. Good chase from her to keep it in play. And you can clearly see Italy's game plan here. Oro is going to feed far every single ball that she can, because as far as they're concerned, no pun intended, she's got the beating of the Japanese middle players. Well, Far with a contact point of 322. She's a good 10 centimetres or so higher than the Japanese blockers. But Japan don't care. You score a point past us, we'll score a point back at you. That's the thinking, and it's served them well since this team came to prominence. Back in the 50s they started winning titles, Japan. Olympic Games silver medalists in 68 and 72, bronze medalists in 84 and 2012, but they've won the Olympic gold twice, Japan, 64 and 76, something that the Azzurri, the Italian women's team, has not managed to do. In fact, best Olympic result for the Italians was 5th, and they've done that in 2004, 08 and 12, so that gold's still eluding them. Quick look at the second official's electronic score pad, just keeps an eye on all the rotations. And just to show Italy's current strength in depth, they've got some real talent here at this tournament, but because of the Champions League final on Sunday between Novara and Conegliano, two Italian sides, they're missing Marta Beckis, the setter, Raffaele Folli, the middle blocker, Monica Di Gennaro, the libero, Anna Danesi, Valentina Tirosi, Miriam Silla. The list is almost endless, and that's just the Conegliano team. Novara, Federica Stufi, Paola Igonu, last year's MVP here at MONTREUX. Remember, Italy the defending champions at the Volley Masters. And still, with all those players unavailable, able to bring a really talented squad. Good pick up from Sorakaiti. Villani off the wing, but not really had much to work with at the moment, Villani. Well, it's a miss. Italy get the point, but there was the suspicion of a touch from one of the blockers here on the net. What a pick up from Sorakaiti. And then as the ball sails wide from the Bayer, no, that looked fine. Good serve from Pietri. This is a net touch now. Villani transgresses over the line into the net. Pick what you want. Nabaya to serve again. Good pick up from her. Oh, it's a very nice hit from Osane. And you can see why she's leading the scoring stats at the moment for Japan. Number 21 really gets off the floor, but she's so stable in the air, can pick and choose her shots off this Italian block. And this is a good service run. Japan back on terms with Italy. Well, sometimes it's not the way you intend to win the point, but they all count, despite the very best attentions from the Japanese libero Kobata. All of the Japanese players play in the V-League, as it's known in Japan, the pro league dominated for the last couple of years by Hitsumisu Springs. And they've got quite a few players in the Hitsumitsu team out there on court. Villani at last into the action with a block. And that's going to be the contest today. Italian block versus multiple offense and ball control from Japan. That is special. Ishii started this match well. Standing captain for Japan, running the pipe and running it beautifully. Oh, that's clever from Oro. But doesn't get the point. And a touch signalled against the Italian block. Davide Mazzanti, the Italian coach, not happy at all about that one. Let's have another closer look. Well, that was all okay. And here's where the touch occurred. Let's just see from this angle. Well, you get them called sometimes and sometimes you don't, but that one looked clear of the Italian arm. But no challenge, no review system, no VAR. Japan's point. Good serve. Oh, that is a quite brilliant hit from the baseline. And Osane continues to impress. Pietri beaten. And Mazzanti forced to call a timeout for Italy.
Gran bel cambio palla, Solo una cosa, Ale, stai attenta sulle seconde linee, palleggiala un po' di più, Stai palleggiando tutto da Dio. La seconda linea la pizzichiamo un po', ok? Così troviamo bene i tempi su quelle situazioni. E a Mura è tutto ok. Ci siamo? L'unica cosa, più attenti a tenere subito la posizione e poi a giocare con le nostre mani. Se c'è l'1 contro 1 correte, perché poi avete visto che poi è tutta roba sporca, ok? Dai, via!
Well, Mazzanti just needs his team to deliver more than side outs at the moment. So they're coping pretty well with the Japanese serve. They're getting the ball on the floor and keeping the scoreboard ticking over, but they're not scoring a lot off their own service. Not putting Japan under enough pressure at the moment. Another jump serve from Osane. Misses this one. Well, I think that's 15 all now. We'll have a look at that for you. But it's close, whatever, in this first set. That's not the answer. Oro, the setter, overcooking that one. What's a block from far. Brilliant from Japan. Oh, that is sensational. Well, you might think there's a bit of luck involved here, but that ball was played directly back to the net, and you can get a bit of luck off the net. And Japan making the most of it, but really it's all down to brilliant defence. Overpass, well controlled, really nicely contained by Oro. One-handed set to far, and what a luxury from a setter's point of view to have a player like this available. Oro knew all she had to do was touch that ball. Brilliant bit of setting. Great dig down the line from Oro. Villani hits out over the baseline, but I think her foot was on the 3-metre line anyway, so it might have been called for a backcourt infringement. And a handy 2-point cushion here for Japan. Super first set. Well, far is the hitting outlet. And if she keeps going like this, she's going to turn in easily some of the best middle blockers figures for the season, let alone this competition. Unstoppable. Now, what's her serve like? Jump float. It's good. Oh, no, that's going to be... Well, I thought it was going to be Japan's ball. Seki, the Japanese setter, is back court, but, well, that ball was blocked before she had a chance to set it. So, Japan a little unlucky. What a serve. Nabea under pressure. Oh, it's just a joy to watch. Nabea one side, Ishii the other. And that's why Japan keep taking points. Superb swing. Far leaves the court to be replaced by the libero temporarily. Parasciali in the number 20 shirt, the different coloured shirt. And Pietrini with a great jump. She really puts her back into the jump, does Pietrini. She's quite a slight figure, so her power to weight ratio is excellent. And that's why she gets so far off the floor. Got a very quick arm as well. Pretty much everything you want for a wing spiker. Now, interesting change here. This is a straight blocking substitution. So, backup opposite player Nicoletti in the number 22 shirt is in. And Italy will operate in the next rally without a setter. Oh dear. Well, there was no chance for anyone to volley anyway. Great high quality volleyball, magnificent serve, wonderful pass, incredible kill from Ishii. World class here in Montreux. Sotokaiti is out, so it's a double substitution. And in comes the captain. Oh no, sorry, in comes Cambi. Goodness me, so Malinov can't get a game at the moment. It's Oro and Cambi, the two backup setters. And that's not a bad starter from Cambi, who hasn't featured much in this tournament at all, the playmaker in the number 3 shirt. Another point chance, Italy. Cambi keeping it simple. Just feeding the big attackers, but Japan defending well. And Italy again just couldn't quite stay in the rally long enough. The commitment from these players in defence is just sensational. There was very little chance that ball was coming back, but Pietrini just had one thought in mind: to get there and play it. Super pass from Villani. Nicoletti can't put it away. Oh, that's good shooting. Masane again out on the wing. Didn't make it happen first time, but certainly made it happen second time, and Italy call a timeout.
Che fai? Ok, Annina, fatti dare, vediamo la palla bella rapida, entra tutta perché stai gestendo un po' il colpo, dai, rompiamo il ghiaccio così, vai, andiamo!
There's Osane going off Alberti.
Ok, vai.
Tried the line blocker first hit and then went for the middle blocker second hit and got the point. Alberti not the tallest of middle blockers at 185, so sometimes that timing is out. Watanabe in to that front line for Japan. Italy sticking with their replacement players for the moment on that double substitution. Nabea serves. Good pass from Pietrini. That's sweet. That is very good from the young Italian. He's 19 years of age, made the pass and hit the pipe. That's quality, and we're seeing some really high-class volleyball in this opening set. And still no closer to knowing who's going to go 1-0 up. Japan certainly now with a chance. 23-21. Osane, another fabulous kill. Watch the drift on this. She jumps inside to out. No chance for the blocker. Had no idea where that was going, Nicoletti. Trouble for Italy. 2 touches on the ball. Pietrini called for the double. And referee Alexander Siganic getting that one absolutely right. Got to be volleyed simultaneously with the hands, and that bounced between the two. 3 set points for this Japanese team that just looks so comfortable out there at the moment. Good serve. Oh, it's wonderful defence. Oh, both sides, brilliant. Japan, swing for the set. Ishii puts it away. And that is fabulous from Japan. From 20 onwards, they looked very strong indeed. And this Italian team, despite a huge effort on that last point, I'm afraid, outclassed in the back third of that set. And Italy have some thinking to do. I think we might see a few changes of personnel here from Davide Mazzanti. But no need for changes on the Japan side of the net. Another very good all-round performance. 25-21. And Japan go a set ahead of the Azzurri. And Italy have a few things to think about here in Montreux. Well, super stuff from Japan. That was an absolutely cracking first set from both teams, but it was Japan that in the end that just had the greater control coming into the business end. And remember, they've still got a few players in reserve if they need to use them. Iwasaka, the captain, at the moment still being rested, and I don't think there's any need for her to come on court. For Italy though, maybe some thought about changes as this set goes on. For the moment, Davide Mazzanti, the Italian head coach, sticking with what he has out there on court, and he's going to ask these players to turn things around. But for Kumi Nakade, the Japanese coach, she'll be delighted with the way her team has started this match. And incidentally, while we were away on the break between the two sets, I thought I'd just have a quick count up of the number of coaching staff that Japan have with them, and they have 16 coaching staff on the sidelines. Now talk about being thoroughly prepared. If you're going to do it properly, and that's what they did in set one. Set two then, away we go. Italy with the serve. Well, messy first point, but Japan get the ball on the floor and open up the scoring. More super defence from Kobata. Japan have turned out an incredible string of libero players, and when the position was first invented by the FIVB back in around about 2000, this specialist defensive position, Japan really embraced it. And Kobata, for once, beaten deflection from the block off Sorakaiti's hit. Decent set from Oro to the former Lithuanian player. Super swing. It's fascinating watching Nabea in the warm-up. She takes off for all her practice spikes and just hangs in the air, balanced, waits, hits. And that was very, very well played. Pietrini on this occasion beaten in the block. Free ball Italy. Didn't make the most of it. Net touch from Oro. Or played in Japanese airspace. Either way, it's Japan's point, 3-1, and in danger of running away with things here. The Japanese players, we've already had one demolition job in semi-final one. Poland coming through against Thailand 3-0. Not a complete demolition. Thailand played really well in the third set, but Poland pretty comfortable in the second, 25-9. They look good. Oh dear. Well, there's something else you don't see very often. Total mix-up. Asanai getting the wrong call from the setter, or getting the call wrong. Pietrini. Serve easily passed. Recycled. Sorakaiti rolls it into the corner. Oh, that is just genius. Well, those are the shots that you pay good money to see, because that was brilliant. Watanabe, be quick. Found quite beautifully by Seki. She's unloaded on that. And I think Sorakaiti got a leg on it to keep it in play, but no way of bringing it back by Italy. No, missed. Villani of the piece, I'm afraid, at the start of this match. Hasn't done a lot right as the tall Italian wing spiker. Oh, what a pick-up. And what a block. And things going from bad to worse for the number 23 for Italy. May see a substitution soon from Mazzanti. No, he's gone for a timeout instead. Italy in trouble in set 2. Italy in trouble in this match.
Ehi, popolo, riprendiamo a fare le nostre robe come prima, Che il cambio palla è sempre andato e lo facciamo andare. Tanto con loro lo sappiamo, non dobbiamo tanto spallettare e cercare i colpi decisivi perché poi diventano tosti, no? In quel gioco lì. Una roba, abbiamo detto che quando la palla si schiaccia, ok? Le seguiamo un po' perché tanto giocano sul lato corto e quindi le andiamo a prendere. Invece le siamo un pochino più larghi sul perfetto in modo che poi con un accostato riusciamo ad arrivare, ok? Dai, via! Vai!
Italy experiencing what every team that plays Japan experiences. The ball just keeps coming back. And they've got to find a way of staying patient enough to cope with that. Try and use the Japanese block a little more, get some hit outs or block out hits just to try and mess the Japanese defence up a little. Another good middle offence, this time though, finesse instead of power from Watanabe. Good work from Italy. Sorakaiti in particular in defence. And again. Japan equal though to the offence. And then finally a mistake from Japan. And we've not seen any mistakes from Osane in this game up until then. The number 21 for Japan playing some exceptional volleyball, but just gets it wrong on that occasion. Too much cut on the ball, takes it wide. Lovely kill from Ishii. Never too far from the action, the number 7. Incidentally, in that last timeout for Italy, doesn't matter how big a superstar you are in Japan, and I promise you, Iwasaka, the captain, is one. Well, she was there, bringing drinks, fetching towels, and just basically being part of the coaching staff. That attack definitely works for Italy. Pietrini running on that back pipe, but it's not a 10, it's not going completely on the reverse, it's just behind the setter down the middle. But she hits that beautifully. Very impressive athlete, Pietrini. But still young, still a teenager, still finding her way in the game. Well, Villani can't find her way into this match, and her position on court, I think, is probably a little tenuous right now. Not sure what Davide Mazzanti's options are, though. With Bozzetti in the libero position, he can't really bring anyone else on. Italy will take that. Coach Nakada in her new role, looking after this Japanese women's team. It's not great from Japan. Chance for Italy to score here. And they've gone to that reverse pipe again, and that should settle Villani down. She's such a talented player, is Villani. Two points the difference now. Italy gradually closing the gap. Far to serve. I'm afraid that's way too far. some encouraging signs over the last few points for Italy, but it's a bit of ebb and flow still in this set. Good work. Italy staying patient, finally getting control of the ball. And a good flat set to Pietrini. She nails this one. What a pass. Oh, that is just dream volleyball. That was a huge hit from Sadakaiti on the serve. And Kobata just took a step back, the Japanese libero, and just played it in soft as you like to the setter Seki. And a wonderful reverse quick through the middle. No, double. Well, all the Japanese players are multi-skilled, but the ball just slipping through Watanabe's fingers on that occasion. Nice look from the referee's perspective, and a fairly straightforward call for Alexander Sekanic. And there's the change that we were expecting. Let's wait for this first point to be over, and I'll tell you a little bit about the new Italian player on court. Well played by Japan, rescuing the point, but Silvia and Wakalo in the number 15 shirt has got some jump on it. Just watching in the warm-up, and she was getting head and shoulders comfortably over the net. 19-year-old, real talent. Another Club Italia player. And Italy are going to have to look to their youngsters now, because Japan once again building up a handy lead here. Another cracking serve from Nobaya. Another great introduction into the game from the new player on court for Italy. But Nwakela will provide real power and real height at the net for Italy. It's just whether she's got enough ball control to play in the left side position, because normally she plays opposite, in that opposite spiker roll right side, so doesn't have to do a lot of service reception. Well, great height, great jump from the Italian block, but great awareness of where to just roll this ball. It's a really clever play from Watanabe. Alberti, the Italian middle, beat on that last play, replaced by the libero, and this is the problem that Italy are going to have. I know Villani wasn't having a great game in the front court, but she's still a great passer. And Nwakela isn't quite up to it at this level. Oh, this is super stuff. Italy just capitulating again, I'm afraid. Ossanai too good, and Mazzanti forced to call a timeout.
Al di là dei conflitti, tecnicamente il ricettore abbiamo cambiato, prima eravate tutti in attacco con le spalle avanti, adesso stiamo arretrando e poi la palla ci rimane solo lì in mezzo al campo, quindi tenete le spalle avanti e poi andiamo. L'altra roba, i centrali stanno facendo punto, però in pallonetto, quindi va bene anche l'1 contro 1 come avevamo studiato, ok? Però su tutte le situazioni, quindi la fast corre il 2, sul primo tempo il 4-2 che corrono, e poi sui laterali, quando sono sul perfetto, state un pelo più larghi e poi vi gestite come cacchio volete, andate a cercare.
If Italy can't get the ball to their setter Oro, they can't run a first tempo attack, so they can't pin this Japanese block down, and they can't cause problems for the defenders. So a little shift in the passing unit. Sadakaiti, the actual opposite player on court at the moment, is going to come in as the new passer. next to Pietrini. And another stonking serve. Goodness me, Japan playing well. They really are playing well. And they've just lit the blue touch paper here in MONTREUX. This is a hell of a service run. Osanai putting a bit of side spin on, bit of top spin on, and causing Italy all sorts of problems. And Japan have it under control again. Oh, super block from far. Italy needed that. Again, great choice because the setter, Seki, knew that Osanai was hitting the ball well from the service line, so why not hit another one? But Farr had other ideas, the 17-year-old middle blocker for Italy. And that's brilliant. MONTREUX is just jumping out of the gym. That was a stunning finish. Watch how far she gets over the net here. That's ridiculous. Not a tall player either at 1.80 m. Japan working the ball off the hands. Sotakaiti not happy. Took a hit in the eye at some point in that rally, which is a real problem if you wear contact lenses, and it's not unusual to get clonked. If you're a wide blocker, the middle blocker's elbows can be flying all over the place, and Farr's just landed and elbowed Sotakaiti in the eye, but she looks okay. Overpass not dispatched. Well played, Italy. But all out of shape. No defenders available. And Japan just run it again. Very impressed today with all the work that Agutagawa has done in front court, the number 24 for Japan. Really mobile, really jumps in that middle position. DJ right on the money with the Rocky theme. Italy looking a bit punchy out there. Wide, with a bit of help from the net from Sotakaiti. 8 points the difference. This is Japan's set to lose. And Davide Mazzanti knows that if Japan keep playing like this, he's fairly close to the last throw of the dice in terms of who he's going to start on the last set, if it is the last set. Ace serve to rub salt into the wound. Watanabe delivers. 21-12. That moved all over the place. That looked a long way out and then flew back in. Oh, wonderful. Well, forget that is a fault called by the referee against Italy, and just enjoy the fact that that was another wonderful one-handed set from Oro. Caned away by Farr, but according to first official Alexandra Sikantic, this was done all in Japanese airspace. And unfortunately, on this occasion, that isn't correct. That was Italy's point. Oh, once again, some terrific attacking from Italy, but Japan just keep recycling the ball. And MONTREUX loses her position on court. Villani back on, and I suspect she will stay on. Good retrieve from Oro. Good hit from Sotakaiti, but Japan just go again. Mix up from Japan though on that occasion. And that gives a second bite of the cherry to Italy, and this time Sotakaiti puts it away. Still the key for Italy is the woman in the number 1 shirt, but she needs to do far more of that in this match if Italy are going to come away with anything. And there is Bozzetti who would have normally been starting through that wing spiker position, but thought she had a few shoulder problems yesterday when I watched her play, and that looks like it is the case. Superb. Pietrini off the outside hands of Seki, the setter. Seki, not the tallest of players, and only reaches around about 280 on that block. And you've got Pietrini coming in at her, touching 330, so it's no contest. Japan will go again. Sweet hit. What a clever play. I've said it before in this game, and I would imagine I'll be saying it again, but Yuki Ishii, when Japan need her, just comes up with some terrific shots. Nothing flash, just clever. Another one-handed set. And another great block from far, but just drifts wide. Well, this is immensely frustrating for Italy because, I'll be absolutely honest, they didn't do too much wrong there. Japan were just too good. And they raced away with this set. Well, the teams change ends, and as the Italian bench wanders past us here in the Omnisport Arena, there are some pretty glum faces down there on the floor. Italians wondering what they've got to do here. And that is properly good volleyball. 25-21. And then a real demolition job from Japan in set 2. 25-14. And just about everything they did in that set, apart from one short period towards the start, was superb. And Japan now just one set away from the final here in Montreux. Well, plenty of highlights for Japan to enjoy from that set. Let's enjoy some of them ourselves right now. Japan then in complete control here against Italy. Italian serve just not coming up with any kind of problem for Japan. No aces as opposed to Japan's 4 aces. A couple of terrific serving blocks from them to really put pressure on the Italian service reception. And as soon as that breaks down, Oro, the setter, can't run the first tempo attacks through the middle. And it's a lot of pressure then on the wing spikers. And Villani and Sorakaiti and Pietrini just could not get the ball away enough to keep Italy in contention in set 2. Well, just looking down on court as Italy take to the floor, and Davide Mazzanti is sticking with the lineup, so the Azzurri, no changes, and Japan, no changes. Japan now one set away from a place in tomorrow's Montreux Volley Masters final against Poland. Italy have got to do something to turn this around. Well, Farr just looking across to Coach Mazzanti to say, what did I do wrong? Which didn't do a lot wrong at all there. The block just drifted too wide. Pietrini goes hard at the hands, the 19-year-old. Really does leap, does Pietrini. And because she's already taught 1m90, it's got a great spike. Far to serve. Not been as influential since a very good first set, the youngster. And this block is just so fractured. Italy have got to sort this out. They're swing blocking to get extra height, but drifting away from where they need to. In fact, they didn't swing block on that occasion. That was just straight hands up blocking and still couldn't close. That's nice. Oh, and even better from Japan. Akutagawa it is with the block. 28 years of age now. Doesn't always get a lot of court time for Japan, but on today's evidence, I think she's got a chance of playing quite a bit in the VNL this summer. What a set and what a block. At last, Alberti gets in on the action. Great stop from the number 2 after a brilliant set from deep from Seki. But of course, as soon as the ball is coming from deep from the setter, then the blockers can read where it's going. And Italy, still one of the best blocking nations in world volleyball. Usually so well organised. Pick up. Not this time though. Well, Parocchiali kept Italy in the rally, the libero, with a couple of really nice plays, but in the end, another deflection off the block. Cleverly played by Japan and out of Villani's reach. And Italy do not look happy down there. Just into the roof from Ishii. Pietrini getting some serious heat on this ball. And it's a good piece of defence, but just brushes one of the beams going across this roof in the Omnisport Arena. Different serve tried from Pietrini. Just over the baseline. Wasn't far away. And I think under the challenge system, Italy probably would have had a look at that one. Nabea to serve, had a good service run last set. Going with the jump float instead of the jump topspin. Good pick up from Kabata. And a superb kill. Osunai was nearly on the 3-metre line when she hit that. That ball was not tight to the net. And that was a phenomenal arm swing from the number 21. Osunai will continue to build her stats at this tournament. What a service. Oh, that's brilliant. And Japan again with chances to score. Osunai off of Alberti. Well, they've still got Alexandra Botazat on the bench.
Dobbiamo essere bravi noi però a crearci l'occasione, perché dobbiamo tirare delle pallonate. Se la piazziamo poi sappiamo che dopo loro vanno sul ritmo. Su queste palle alte dove sono un pelo più scontate, uno il tempo, ok? Loro attaccano sempre con un po' di ritardo, quindi possiamo arrivare meglio, ok? E fermarci. E occhio una roba, quando la palla è staccata o quando la palla è corta, entrate pure, perché sennò poi c'è un sacco di diagonali da difendere. Ok? Dai, via!
Well, trouble for Mazzanti. He's tried to cover the absence of Bozzetti, but she's such a stabilising influence in the backcourt. Such a super passer. She's not going to get on ahead of Parrocchiali. There is Bozzetti. I think her shoulder was sore from yesterday and just felt she couldn't provide enough firepower at the net. And no problem with firepower on that occasion. Alberti running the slide D, the middle player going around the back and off one leg to just give them that extra little bit of distance and reach. Generally speaking, volleyball players jump off two legs because two legs is better than one. But not always where middle players are concerned. Oh dear, and out of system, as we say. It just doesn't happen for Italy, I'm afraid. In system, when you have control of the ball and you can play what you want to play, but out of system is where the big teams really make their money and still put the ball away. That's what Japan are so good at, playing out of system. Good pass from Villani. Sorakaiti into the net, so Japan will recycle. Oh, that is just brilliant. Well, she's a bit of an unsung hero, is Yuki Ishii, in this Japanese team. And that's probably one of the hits of the game, because that ball travelled so far in the air, right across her body, and she still nailed it into the corner. 9-4 Japan. Well, we haven't seen that since the first set. And just a timely reminder of what Sarah Louisa Farr can do. Hard to believe she's just 17 years of age. But if she stays fit, Italy have a world-class player in the making in Farr. And she's alive to that danger as well. Good work. Knew the second touch was coming from Seiki. Slight concern for coach Kumi Nakada. No. Pietrini waffles that one over the baseline. Well, when you're swinging hard on the ball with that kind of arm speed, occasionally you're going to get it wrong. And the youngsters will make more mistakes than the more experienced players. And Pietrini's still a youngster, but a good pass from her. Nice recovery and a super pipe attack. Well, Japan playing so well in this match that despite Kumi Nakada, their coach, looking a little concerned, still no need for her to call a timeout in this game. All the concerns have been with Italy, and that's going to be Japanese point. And there is the youngster just getting a little overzealous. Yeah, just touch the hand of Seiki, and you can't do that. The setter has to be allowed to set the ball without any obstruction. Now, here's an interesting move. So, yesterday, played very well in the libero position, did Chiara Di Bertoli. And now, Bertoli comes into the back line as a wing spiker passer for Villani. Oh, that's so clever. Nabea saw Pietrini drifting and just waited for her to come away from that blocking reach and start to lose her shape in the air, and then just poke the ball off the arms. And it's Italy once again that have to stop the match
sul
with a
cambio
timeout.
palla, sulle super, occhio a non spararci la palla troppo sull'antenna, perché loro arrivano in fondo e poi non riusciamo più a avere la cannella sulla diagonale, quindi in tutte le super ci andiamo questo. Quando siamo in difficoltà io non voglio più vedere che la gente non sa chi cacchio deve attaccare e mette il bugger in mezzo al campo, che non è una roba che non abbiamo mai fatto. Voglio sentire la seconda linea che chiama e la gente che entra. Ci siamo? Poi, l'altra roba, stiamo a ritmo con loro, porco Giuda. Se capita delle situazioni anche di palla alta, cazzo, stiamo a ritmo con loro e alleniamoci a fare le nostre robe. Dai, via!
Well, very animated from Davide Mazzanti, and you know us commentators, we love a cliche, and I'm afraid that timeout was a last chance saloon timeout. He knows his team are in real trouble here. And the Azzurri have got to fight, and they've got to fight hard. Oh, good block. And good recovery from Italy. Well, that's real heart from the Italians. Far blocked, but great defensive work to keep that ball alive. Far goes to serve. Alberti to the front line in that middle blocking position for Italy. Has struggled to influence this game as the number 2. And there we go, has got nowhere near those kind of attacks. And once again, just watch how early Agutagawa shows. She's in the air, she's ready to swing, and Seki just pumps the ball to her. What a serve. Pietrini in off her wing, misses. Oh, lines judge says it touched the Japanese block, and Japanese blocker agrees. Good call by the officials. That was a fingertip. Fingernail, actually. Sadakaiti. Boy, do they need a serve run from her. It's just not going to happen, though. And ball control equals all of your options open. Japan in system today have been stunning. Oh, goodness me. Well, not completely true to say that Parocchiali was knocked off her feet here, because she was trying to absorb the power. But going backwards, there was nowhere else to go once she got hit. Another superb swing from Nabaya. And Japan, since they took control of this game in the back end of the first set, have not relented. Good pass. Superb set. But nothing doing for Italy, and Nabaya puts another one away. That's a beautiful sliding hit. Just drifts in the air again and then wraps it down the line once she realises where the block has established itself. And the usual fantastic celebration from the Japanese players. At last, an error. Well, Akutagawa in the number 24 shirt has had a superb game. So has Kabata in that libero position. She's been everywhere. But not just the defence, it's not just the spectacular plays from the libero, it's being able to pass the ball right on the head of the setter. Well, unfortunately, Seki just overstepping and drifting into the net. Unfortunately for Japan, that is. Fortunate for Italy. There it is, just a brush of the net with the shoulder, and the net completely out of bounds to the players. But Pietrini can't make Japan pay. And the match is sliding away from the Azzurri. Multiple changes coming. The double substitution, so Kambi will come in for Sorakaiti. Once Japan have made their substitutions. And well, this occasionally happens with the electronics, so Japanese assistant coach trying to press for a substitution. So Japan going to make their own double substitution, but unfortunately the timeout signal went off. but that's all been rectified now. So Sato comes in for Nabea, and then Nagakawa, the replacement opposite player, comes in for the set at Seiki. So A-string setter Sato is on. Nakagawa, B-string opposite player, is on. And then on the other side of the net for Italy, Nicoletti is into the front line, which brings the third setter Cambi onto court. So still no chance for Malinov to play, and there won't be. The Italian captain, I didn't think she looked injured in the warm-up. Certainly took a full role in that, but not being used here by Davide Mazzanti in this semi-final. Carlotta Cambi in the number 3 shirt. On court, but may not be on court for long, because Italy cannot string a combination of points together. And that's been their problem all match. They've scored, but then not followed it up. So they haven't scored in 2s and 3s, whereas Japan have, and they've done it at will. An all too familiar story. Japan continuously recycling the ball and then using the hands of an unbalanced Italian block. Off of the hands, into the antenna, and it's point Japan. Villani not happy. Couldn't get a swing on that one either. And Italy, I'm afraid, are done and dusted. I don't think there's much left in the tank for the Azzurri. A couple of star players on the bench watching, and may end up not influencing this game at all towards the end. Super hit from Nicoletti. Nicoletti back to serve. This would be where you normally would reverse the double substitution, but Mazzanti isn't going to do that. He's going to leave his 2 substitutes on, so Nicoletti will play across the back line. Cambi will have to block. Good service. Beautifully controlled by Japan, and they will attack again. Tremendous pickup. Well, that's superb from Parocchiali, and no wonder she's frustrated with her teammates, because they just stood and watched. Look at this for a pickup. This is really tricky to get to and keep in play, but she's done it. And then has to watch while everybody else just lets the ball hit the floor. It's a tough gig, libero, sometimes. Good pass. Superb. That is not an easy set from Cambi to Far. Came right across her body. And the Volley Bergamo playmaker finds the big 17-year-old through the middle. But Far is tall, but she's a super athlete. Really moves well, really jumps high. And Japan now just going through the motions. So substitution reversed. Good front line for Nagakawa. But Seki, the setter, comes back in, as does Nabea on the front line. So Nabea now 3 rotations in the front court. And Japan really should be able to see it across the line from here. Opportunist attack, not planned from Cambi. Poor pass, poked over. Unfortunately for Italy, there was no one at home in back court for once for Japan. And I do mean just the once, and even then, it was still a valiant effort to make the play. Far to serve. Japan playing with such confidence. Now remember, they lost to Poland in the group phases, 3-1, and it looks like it's going to be a rematch. Poland against Japan in tomorrow's final. And Villani almost gave up on that pass. And plenty of match points, 9 to be precise, for Japan to finish what has been a very thorough and professional job in this match. Yuki Ishii to serve. One last roll of the dice, courtesy of Nicoletti. Super kill from the backcourt from her. Big service run required here from Cambi. Nicoletti back in the front line, so Italy have got big blockers to work. And they need a big hit. Not coming. Japan for the match. Blocked. Osanai again, and this time gets the job done. No! Oh my goodness. Well, no touch signalled. And it has been reversed. The decision reversed because the Italian players finally had to say, look, come on, we touched it. And Davide Mazzanti at the heart of that decision. So no arguments at the end. In the end, it's Japan that get this one across the line with a really solid performance and a spluttering effort from the Azzurri after a really good start in set one. Just fell away and just didn't seem to have the answers. 25-21, 25-14, 25-16. Japan move into the MONTREUX Volley Masters final with a 3-0 win over Italy, and a very good 3-0 win at that. And that does rather whet the appetite, doesn't it, for tomorrow's gold medal final. Poland looked exceptional today against Thailand, so Kumi Nakada, I know, will go back now to the team hotel and start looking at the Poland video to work out a game plan. And this very appreciative crowd here in Montreux, realising they've just seen a very classy performance. Standing ovation for them from the crowd for Japan. And for Italy, disappointed, but accepting their loss with good grace. They applaud the fans. But for them, it's a third, fourth playoff against the very tricky Thailand team tomorrow. For Japan, though, they move on into the championship game, and they do so in style. So Japan, team photos to finish. And to finish a very good day at the office, as they say. Well, we're in the right place, Switzerland, to be saying cheese for the camera. No smiles, though, on the Italian side of the net. It was all about Japan from the back end of that first set. The Azzurri really could not do anything to influence this match, and this is how it all finished. Asani off the top of the block. Italy initially claiming the point, but Davide Mazzanti saying to his players, if you touched it, just tell the ref and let's get out of here. Good sportsmanship from the Italian team, and a cracking celebration from the Japanese players. Half of them were already running to the court anyway, so fortunately the decision did go their way. There you go, reversed by the first official, Alexander Sikanic, and accepted with good grace by Davide Mazzanti and his team. Well, that's it. That concludes another very good day here in Montreux at this incredible tournament. Japan through with some pretty impressive statistics. They basically shut Italy out of that game. Relentless in attack, relentless in defence, and barely a mistake anywhere on court from any of their players. And if you're going to play volleyball at the top level in the world, you might as well play it as well as Japan play it. Super match and super victory for them. They will face Poland in tomorrow's gold medal final, the last game of this 34th edition of the Montreux Volley Masters. Well, super day. Thanks for your company, and let's leave you with the highlights of this second semi-final. Japan, the winners.